Hi, this is Michelle Goldman with Java 1, 1503, week 2, and taking my project from last week, which was called Shoutout, and making 4 modifications per the instructor's direction. So we're not working off of a rubric. My 2 cosmetic changes were changing the app name to Just Testing. Last week it was Shoutout, and changing the application icon, which was a blue megaphone, to a white box with a blue check mark. As far as the functionality changes, I had to provide both English and Spanish support for the static strings in my app. And to be able to do that, you create a Spanish strings XML file. And I took my original strings XML file and copied that over to the ES strings XML file, and then used Google Translate to come up with those translations. And then that's all you have to do. And then when you come into the settings on the simulator, then just change the language. And change that to Spanish. And now you can see everything's been converted. So the app name and description, the edit text hint, the shout-out button, Grítalo, and what was my shouts is mis gritos. So if we go through and enter some text and add that, it shows up in the list. The number of gritos and the average length of gritos shows up in Spanish. And so everything is in Spanish. This is dynamic, so that was not required. A couple of issues I did have were changing the text from the alert dialog builder and the toast alerts. I tried using the same @string format and even created all of those strings for the alerts and the dialog, and it would not change. So that's the alert dialog builder, and I could not get that to convert. I would think those would be considered static strings, but was not able to get those to change. So the second functional part that I had to perform was being able to remove something from the list. So I'll add one more thing. So when you select an item, before we had cancel and OK. So when you click OK, it returns to the list. If you click on remove, it actually removes it from the list. So just to show you what that code looks like here, once I set the listener for the list view, for the set on item click listener, I already had my positive and negative button set, so I just changed cancel to remove, and then here in my array, just add dot remove and then the position I wherever I'm at in the list, and then for the adapter, notify data set changed, and then make the toast alert. And that's all there was to it. It wasn't super complex. So that's my app for this week. I hope everyone did well and they were able to get through theirs, and I'm excited to see what everyone's got. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.